Wednesday, September 22nd. Happy first day of autumn, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at all the pumpkins that we grew this year and the corn. We still have a few plants that we're growing outside, and hopefully we'll have a couple more varieties to add before the end of the year. First, let's talk about some of the pumpkins that we grew. We have some sugar pie pumpkins in the fireplace there. Outside we have some Kakai. These are Hollis pumpkins. The seeds are Hollis. And then this is a jack-o'-lantern type pumpkin. This is the Howden pumpkin. And with regards to the different varieties of corn that we grew, we have them lined up here, and we'll talk about what those are in detail later on. But first, let's do a quick run through. This is a Peruvian corn, the chulpe corn. This is a Japonica Striped maize, the Seneca Stalker red corn, glass gem corn. This is the only sweet corn that we're growing. This is the golden Bantam 12 row. And this is a popcorn over here, the strawberry popcorn. So we'll talk about these corn in detail in a little bit. Let's talk about the pumpkins that we grew and their relation to us and why we grew them. So first we have these sugar pie pumpkins. These are great for making pumpkin pies and such. And we have some flat ones, and then we have some that are more round, more spherical. So in the last few years, I've been growing them, and they've been turning flat on me. And I thought it might be the seeds that I was purchasing. So I've been trying different vendors, and we had two plants that grew. One made these rounder ones, and the rounder ones were from vines that were hanging off the ground. So maybe by them sitting on the ground, they get more flat. So that's something that we're going to keep an eye on next year, because it's kind of cool to see these round-shaped pumpkins. And we're going to use them for Halloween decorations and hopefully be able to make pies out of them. And we've made pumpkin pies with sugar pie pumpkins in the past. Over here we have the Kakai Hollis pumpkins, and we grew 4 plants. This is a bush-type pumpkin. I was expecting it to vine, but actually it just grew like a bush, like a zucchini or summer squash. And we have one that's nice and big. And then over here we have some smaller ones, and then some average size ones. And we grow this one to get the pumpkin seeds for use in the kitchen. So this is the first time growing it, and I'm very excited to be able to get pumpkin seeds without having to manually hull them. And then lastly, this pumpkin is the Howden pumpkin. And growing our own jack-o'-lantern pumpkin has been a goal of ours for a while. And it's pretty cool to see this big one. And for less than the cost of going to the market to buy one, we grew a couple of them. Just in our clay soil, we threw in some steer manure and let it grow, and that's what we have. And then we have a smaller one over here. This is a little bit more wrinkly, and I think it's because it's starting to get soft. So it's going to be an interesting pumpkin for Halloween. And then over here we have a lot of corn. And corn is very interesting. In Southern California, in the Los Angeles area, we are able to grow corn year-round, practically. So today, the first day of fall, is when we normally sow this Peruvian corn. And this is a very long-growing corn. I think the days of maturity is around 300 days, 2 to 300 days. So not 300 days, that's almost a year. I think it's about closer to 300 days. So we sow the seeds in the fall. And then we don't get to harvest it until April, I believe, if my memory is correct. So this is a corn that we grow. It's very interesting. We can make hominy out of it. It's got some nice large kernels on them. So it's nice to be able to grow that. And then it's making corn around the rainy season in the spring. And what's cool about that is the conditions of rain may cause the corn to grow corn smut. So we get this thing called huicoche, which is a corn fungus. And not only is it a rare and interesting delicacy, it's also got these compounds that are good for your body that your body cannot produce naturally. So this is another reason for growing this corn. And then over here we have this Japonica Striped maize corn. And we grow it for its very interesting foliage. The leaves are variegated with highlights of cream and sometimes bright pink and such. So we grow this one. And if you're wondering about what we do with the corn, sometimes we make masa out of it, and oftentimes we use it to feed our ducks, and they're able to process the corn without any type of additional work from us to crush it. The next corn that we have is the Seneca Stalker red corn, and it is a very interesting corn. The plant itself has these dark stalks, almost black in color, and the husks are red. Some husks are white, like we have over there. And in terms of its kernels, it's got this glass-like quality to it, and it's got these tiger eye stripes on them, making them very interesting. And we've harvested the husks to make tamales with in the past, and if you saw those videos, and it gives the tamale a very nice red color, and I suppose the color also means that they're anthocyanins, so it infuses some antioxidants into the tamale, so it makes it very interesting. Then moving along, we have the glass gem corn, and it's flint type corn. It's got this very neat glass-like appearance, and as the corn ears dry, the glass appearance will dull a little bit. And these are always fun to grow because of the colors. You're really never sure what you're going to get. And it's like opening a present in July or even in summertime. So here are some of our other glass gem corn over here. And we got these very interesting colors. The rainbow color is your standard ear that you'll see. And then we have some that have some cat eye striping in there. And right now my favorite one is this blue steel color, which I'm always partial to. And the glass gem corn, it grows to be a little bit slender in length or in size, in girth, and it's also sometimes a little bit smaller. So depending on the genetics of the corn and where you get your seeds from, you may end up with glass gem corn that are almost full-size ears like this Seneca Stalker red corn. So let me see if there's any other interesting ones in here. We got quite a few of them this year, and this is our best year yet of growing corn, and it's something that we've been working on and just working out the technique and also the growing conditions and improving our soil. So I'll talk a little bit of that in a second. And finally, we have the strawberry popcorn. And the red color in the strawberry popcorn is, I believe, a recessive trait. That means you'll get some ears that are red and then some ears that will come out white. And we have this year a 12-foot growing row in our backyard that we started. And we were able to get a big old bag of the strawberry popcorn. And this is probably more true to size, the 4-inch length. So we have quite a few of them, and it does pop really well. So if you've ever seen old-fashioned popcorn that they're selling these days, or they'll call it heirloom popcorn, it's usually going to be these older type of popcorn with the smaller kernels, and they have a different texture, and they pop really well. So we have quite a few, and we're going to save some to plant next year, and the majority of the popcorn will probably end up being our duck treats. And one of the things about growing corn in an urban area is there are a couple of challenges. First, to grow these different types of varieties in a small lot in 1 year requires some coordination, because with the way corn works is if you get cross-pollination, your corn will immediately show the traits of the two plants. So if you don't time it correctly, the pollen will be in the air, and then a different variety will have its silk and they'll cross-pollinate. So we'll have to, when we grow all these corns, we have to be very mindful about when they set silks and when they cross-pollinate. So that's something that we've been working on in the last few years. And that's by just taking baby steps and just growing one variety to figure out how corn grows, and then we add on 2, and then now 3 and 4 and 5. So how many varieties we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this year we're shooting for the moon. We have some eagle corn that's growing, and we're hoping we'll be able to get a harvest before it gets too cold. And then we had tried to get a Oaxacan Green dent corn during the summertime, and I unfortunately went camping during the really hot week, and we lost most of the plants, and we have one plant that's got 1 ear. So it'll be interesting to see if we get 1 ear of Oaxacan corn. But nonetheless, we'll have data points to work from next year to hopefully grow this many varieties. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're hoping to be able to get 8 varieties of corn grown in 1 year. One remark I want to make about the Golden Bantam corn, if you're interested, is that this is a very old-time corn, and because of its qualities, it's got this very nice texture, this old-time al dente texture, but at the same time, it's got a very small window of when you can harvest it and get a good tasting corn out, fresh, sweet corn. With the Golden Bantam corn, if you miss it, the sugars in the corn will become starch, and you're going to end up with a very starchy corn. So we grew, I think, 30 plants this year, and we just got more than we can eat. So we have a lot of these ears of Golden Bantam corn that we can potentially use to make cornmeal and masa with, or we'll end up using it to feed our ducks. But I wanted to show you this Golden Bantam corn. I'm going to try to stop the rustling and talk to you before I rustle some more. So this Golden Bantam corn is an improved variety, and it's very productive. It grows these tall stalks, and it produces these ears that have 12 rows of kernels on them, and it just was more than what we can handle. And it's difficult to give away because what happens is you have to let the person who's receiving it know that they got to eat it within a few hours, otherwise it gets really starchy. So we end up having a hard time finding people to give it away to, so we're going to save it for making cornmeal and masa and duck treat. We have a lot of the Seneca Stalker red corn. See, there's some ears are getting a little bit smaller. And then, yeah, that's pretty much our corn for the 2021 year. And we're looking forward to planting this corn for next year. So today, like as I was mentioned earlier, today is when we normally sow our chulpe corn because it is a corn that was developed in the highlands of Peru, and it seems that our mild California, Los Angeles area winter best matches that type of climate. So it's been growing really well for us. So this is what we're going to be doing today, sowing some of the chulpe corn. So that's going to be it for our corn results for 2021, and we hope to expand on it and get more corn next year. There's so many neat varieties. I think I may park the Golden Bantam corn and just plant a modern hybrid sweet corn so that we can have corn that we can enjoy without having to worry about picking it at the right time. And that's gonna do it for our video today. Thanks for coming out and visiting us in our living room and checking out all the corn. And until the next video, we'll see you and have a nice day.